Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill, and today we are going to take a look at the tier 10 light tank. Since we have this big boy top of the tree, we will try to make it work, and oh boy, I can tell you, you are up for a treat. Listen, it is not the best time. Okay, not the best, it is an insult. Okay, listen, I think this light tank line is one of the worst, if not the worst in the game. Problem being is, unfortunately, but from the tier 9 to tier 10, Chinese light tanks are just simply stinkers. You are burning extremely easily, you do not really have the best gun handling in the world of tanks, and other light tanks can do the same job or even better, right? And this is making a big difference for me. As an example, I would never play Chinese light tank line instead of USSR line or even the German line, right? When we have this out of the way, I think this is kind of forgotten line by Wargaming. And obviously, if you want to figure out the community rating, you can check out index page. If you want to vote for a tank yourself, if you had, let's say, 50 games plus with this tank, you can do that as well. And even more annoying thing, you know what is even more annoying thing with this tank? I really want to highlight that. Fellas, more annoying thing with this tank is that, unfortunately, but it doesn't have gun depression, right? Which is quite sad thing, but it is how it is. Not much what we can change about that. Obviously, we are not going to give up, and we are not going to suddenly start crying about this. We are going to do our best. We will try to fight for our performance, and we will try to get as much use as we physically and possibly can. Doesn't matter how hard it is going to be, you know? I'm not into the giving up. Also, I see this gentleman being in my ignore list and also dancing whenever going through the middle of the field, which is quite an interesting sign as well. What we know that Borat is sitting here, and if Borat is sitting here, he is going to slap us, right? I would not act surprised if this gentleman has CVS and he is, yep, we are ready to go and we are ready to have a party. Keep this in mind, fellas. They have LT100, and LT100 should sit here as well. This is a very hardcore game for us, fellas. This is hardcore game for us. Okay, how we can do this and how we can get involved. First things first, I think we are going to be a bit busy while slapping the light tank playing over there, right? I mean, I was close enough, I would say. Wow, we hit him directly. Sniping. That is impressive. Skill, you do not look like you would be impressed with this tank, do you? Yeah, I'm not, fellas. Honestly speaking, I am not too impressed with this tank, and I am just being honest, you know? I do not want to trick you, and I do not want to promise you the mountain of the roses whenever you are going to get, in the best case scenario, diarrhea in the plane. It's just how it goes. And also, fellas, if you think I am wrong with this tank, right, please let me know in the comment section down below, but please compare it with other light tanks as well, right? Arguably Sheridan could be the worst in the line, right, or the worst light tank, but Sheridan has epic gun. And this epic gun is making a big difference, you know? Although I must admit the gun is treating me relatively okay now. And I cannot say, oh no, this tank is unplayable, you know? So far we are hitting our shots pretty well, considering that we have a spotting setup. Woo! Fellas, we are booming and we are playing very nice here. We are playing very nice. Okay, how we can be involved and how we can keep slapping the enemies? That is the question. I could go brrr. That being said, I am considering to get very much involved here. That's what I am considering to do. Listen, we are going in. I have a feeling that light tank escaped from this position already. At least that's what I would guess and that's what I would predict. And the main reason why am I saying so is because he got spotted before, right? So it would just simply make sense for him to relocate. But maybe he just doesn't care, and maybe he's still playing in the same position. Who knows? Soon we are going to figure this out. So, the first things first. What I would love to do... I would love to... Okay. I would love to slap the guy over there. Oi, 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 Mr. Borat. Not much, yeah, light tank was sitting here. Unfortunate, I need to run, 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 run. Why is this guy in my ignore list? This is the question. Why are you in my ignore list? Why is he in my ignore list, huh? That's the question. Okay, the first pancake is a bit burned. I got slapped very, very hard. Yeah. You know what? I can tell you one thing. I would rather play with a Borat instead of playing with this vehicle in the tier 10 matchmaking. This is how much I think this tank is outdated, or this is how bad this tank for a light tank is. Obviously, I made mistakes, fellas. I am not acting surprised. I am not delusional. You know, that was my fault, but it's okay. We will make it work nevertheless. And this is the first game. Let's keep it up and let's see the score. Okay, fellas, first battle. A bit of the burned pancake, but score is okay. 1.8 thousand damage, 2.4 thousand assisting damage. Not the game I'm going to cry about. We are somewhere in the bottom by experience and in the middle by the damage. Definitely not ideal, but that's what we have. It's okay. Mistakes are happening, fellas, and I'm not a saint, you know. I'm not going to pretend I never had a faulty game or something, right? Plus, on top of that, we lost a bit of the credits as well, but that's okay. Let's keep it up. I believe we can make it work. My goal is 4.5 thousand plus or something. Okay, round number 2. Mu, Ro, Vanka encounter game. Tier 8 matchmaking again. Wow, this game must love me at this point. I mean, before we had tier 8, now we have tier 8. What is next? Tier 7? Fellas, there is only one way to describe our happiness. Egg tuna. Skill, what is that? Egg tuna sandwich. You never had one? You should try it, fellas. It's absolutely glorious. Okay, what do we want to do? We are going to take this position here and we are going to spot everyone crossing to the forest. So our team will have a basic understanding what is happening here and how many forces enemies are going to have there overall, right? I would say this is very, very important and this is very, very nice. I think that's what we need to do. Plus, on top of that, I would say we need to say hello for this tank. Beautiful. A lot of assisting damage. That's what I'm talking about. This is what I am talking about, fellas. This is what we want to see and this is what we are looking for. Those are the games we are looking for. Good. Let's take our time to aim. Gun is treating me very, very nicely. Gun is truly treating me extremely nicely at this point. And there is M103. Good. Look at this. Look at this. This is exactly what we are looking for and this is what we need. Fellas, this is what we need. We are just cutting the bushes here and we are just trying to get as much use as we physically and possibly can. Also, I figured out what is the biggest problem for me personally whenever I am playing with this tank. I think it is a gun depression, fellas. I think the gun depression is my biggest issue with this tank. And don't get me wrong, I know how to build the gun depression properly, you know? It's not like I do not know how to do that, I know. It's just annoying experience overall. This is how I feel like. It is just annoying experience. Okay, very, very nice. We are going to slap TVP Vatou. Very good. Very good. Can we get some more use? I'm just trying to approach enemies via the different angles, right? This is my goal at this point. I want to keep them spotted and I want to slap them every time whenever they are going to make something silly, right? That's what we want to see. We want to use our camo, we want to use our CVS, and we want to show the dominance towards the enemies. That's what we want to do. And you know what? You won't believe, but we are going to feel very, very, very fine here. Meanwhile, E50 is making quite a bit of pressure here. And this is not really okay, but we will make it okay, fellas. We will make it okay. Listen, we are going to make it okay. Kaboom to the side. Beautiful. Full focus, fellas. Pay attention what is happening around us. There is E50. There is M103. There is STB. There is Star 1 making a hardcore pressure. Okay, time to run. Thank you. It was a nice time to play with you guys. You are absolutely golden. I would even say, I would even say you are gorgeous, but it's time to say goodbye. Our bromance needs to end here. Our bromance needs to end here. It was fun till it lasted, but now it's time to move on. Meanwhile, what I am waiting for... Wait a second. I am not waiting for anything. Let's try to hit this M103. The longer distances shots. Ooh. That is very, very, very complicated. Our Hashem drowned, but I cannot blame him for that. Maybe he's Arta player. You never know. You never know. How about this Mr. Senlak? Hard shot, but I think we can do this. Beautiful. Very, very nice. And look at this beauty, fellas. We are just keeping the distance between us and enemies, and everything is looking alright. I do not understand the gun in this situation. Usually the gun of this tank is absolutely disgusting. I truly mean it, fellas. Usually gun of this tank is very, very, very bad, and it is just pain to play with. But in this game, suddenly the gun is treating me very, very well. It's not like I'm going to complain about this. I am feeling very, very good, and give me more of the games like this. Maybe I would even think was a tiny touch better tank than I currently rated it for. And I rated this tank as being one of the worst, if not the worst, tank, if you know what I mean. It's just how I feel like. It's just how I feel like, fellas. And I'm not going to pretend, you know? Okay, very, very nice. How about this guy? Wow, this gun! Fellas, that's it. The video turned from the biggest pile of caco to the most hidden gem in the world of tanks. When last time you played with a tier 10 Chinese heavy tank? Okay, light tank. Sorry, light tank. Oh, this is the best vehicle in the world of tanks. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic, and I know that RNG can treat you well for one or another battle, but other than that, this is a huge game. I mean, it is a good map, it is a good matchmaking. I think we did not caco our pants until the time has come, you know, and after that we just went for endgame farm and whatnot. But overall, I need to give a credit for this tank. It treated me very, very well, considering I do not have the DPM setup or gun handling setup overall, right? Beautiful game. 3.8 thousand damage, 3.3 thousand assisting damage. Very, very, very nice battle, fellas. I'm super happy about this. First by experience, first by the damage, and we made even profits. Very, very nice. Okay, let's see what the last game will bring for us. So far, I am happy with my average performance. We are averaging close to 6,000, which is very, very nice. Can we keep it up? Depends, will we get Prokhorovka or not? Let's see. Prokhorovka, my baboon butt. Well, unfortunate. Okay, what we can do at this point? At this point, we can try to make pressure like this. I think this is the right way to do the things, and this is the right way to play the game. I do not go with a spotting build, just saying. I am going with damage build, because I have a feeling that light tanks will try to be quite aggressive in this situation, and if they are going to be aggressive in this situation, this is only one way how we are going to be able to slap the living crap out of them, right? Meanwhile, we are armor act, and oh boy, oh boys, oh boys. Listen, you. Okay. I do not really mind this too much, because I am going to survive and he is going to run away from all of this, so that is looking relatively fine. Meanwhile, we are just holding this side. Whoa! We are just holding this side. Our goal is not to caco our pants. Our goal is to be aggressive as we physically and possibly can, because this T-49, even though he has pretty nice gun, he's not a competition for us, fellas. I have bigger alpha damage, so I will win the trades every single time, you know? That's the best thing of all of this. Plus we have Centurion Action Kaku, who is joining the fight as well. So that is very, very good. Plus Batchet is making a silly goose mistake. That's okay. By staying our ground, we are going to win this game, and we are going to be super successful over there. And this is exactly what I'm looking for, and this is exactly what I need, right? I just needed to be brave, and I just needed to stay my ground, you know? I was like a bodyguard in this situation, and that turned out just fine. I'm super happy about this. Okay, how about the almighty Waffle? There is a Waffle who is sitting here, or at least there was a Waffle who was sitting somewhere around this area. Now what we need to do, we need to be patient and we need to wait for it. That's what we need to do. Beautiful penetration with a high explosive shells. Very, very nice. I'm super satisfied with this, and I'm feeling very, very happy. Now, what do we see from all of this? We see that our team is winning the game without any questions asked, which is not necessarily great for our score, but overall I would say with a bit of the warming up, I made this vehicle work very, very nice, truly. Meanwhile, we slapped Gusor, beautiful, very, very nice, that's what we need. And I will try to eliminate him from the game very, very soon as well. Fava is looking towards my direction, I'm trying to escape, and luckily I did. In the last moment I escaped. Oi, 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 this could have been 10 times worse. Meanwhile, let's try to make a bit of pressure like this. It's okay. Brother from other mother hit me. Do I care about that? Not much. And now we are just going for remaining forces here. I made the decision to go for a full damage roll here, for a damage build, and it is just paying off for us in this situation, which is very, very good. Meanwhile, this guy is getting slapped for Pirosami in the face. 666 damage. Beautiful. Very, very nice. And all we need to do at this point, we need to make a bit of pressure like this. Very nice. Excellent game, fellas. I'm super happy about this. Let's see the score. Okay, fellas, and we are back. 4.2 thousand damage, 800 assisting damage. I think we made the last game work very, very well, and overall it is a great success if you would ask me. This is absolutely glorious. 6,000 profit as well. I mean, those were pretty quick games, but that's World of Tanks in nowadays, so not much what I can change about this. Our performance, absolutely legendary performance. Even bad light tank can have a good session. Look at this beautiful. 3.3 thousand damage, 2.2 thousand assisting damage. I mean, 5.5 thousand combined. Very, very, very successful session. And I know in this video, this tank looked pretty fine and pretty good, right? But truth to be told, I think this tank is significantly weaker than I showed it, right? I mean, I am just saying that straight in the face. I think I was quite lucky with my session. There is nothing more to say, but nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and see you soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.